Good evening from SD Yanks. So one of my friends has jokingly started referring to my video blog entries as my fireside chats. So I thought that tonight I would essentially show her and have a fireside chat. So the reason I wanted to do an entry tonight was, quite frankly, the writing was not happening. You know, I've reread the same words over and over hundreds of times. I don't know how many times, but over and over and over again. And sometimes it's just really hard, especially when you're revisiting the same issues and then on top of it worrying about each time you go back through it again, am I going to discover additional issues? So tonight it just wasn't working for me. But the other reason I wanted to do an entry wasn't just to distract myself, but rather to talk about my past couple days because they've been really great. I've been very lucky, very fortunate. It turns out that one of my friends here had to go back to Germany for 3 or 4, maybe 5 days, I guess. And she very, very kindly, generously offered to leave me her car for the duration of her absence, which to me was like hitting the jackpot. Because, I was thinking about renting a car, wasn't sure I was going to do it. So to have one essentially fall into my lap was just such a huge blessing, because there are a lot of places around here that I've heard about, both on this trip, but then my trip 7 years ago, the first time I came. So to have the opportunity to get to see some of those places is really exciting. What I did yesterday was, first I took her to the airport, my friend, and then on the way back, rather than coming back to the village, what I did was I went north. And there's a monastery up there that I heard about 7 years ago that I'd wanted to get to at the time and wasn't able to. So last night, that's what I did. I went to the monastery, I hung around the grounds, I went to the museum, spent the night. So then what I did when I woke up today was basically make my way back down through the mountain chain, stopping in different villages along the way, seeing some of the sights. I mean, some of the scenery was just absolutely spectacular. These dramatic, dramatic mountains with the sea in the background. Probably better just to let the video speak for itself once I've edited that video as well, because some of the scenery just really, really blew me away. I'm looking forward to taking advantage of the car for a few more days. Now, of course, at the same time, I got to not get too distracted from the writing, but I'm sure I can find a good balance because that's not an opportunity that I want to let go to waste. And besides, I still have 5 weeks here. However, I only have 1 week left in this house, 1 week left in this village. So I started thinking about that a little bit tonight as well. I've basically been in this great little bubble, and I've only been to the city once. I haven't even had any desire to go to the city. It's just been so great being here, and I've been so productive and so inspired, and the people have been so nice. I think I'm going to have a little bit of culture shock, even just moving 2 villages over, because it is pretty different. It's not on the water, it's larger. I think it's going to be a lot less likely that I will have the sort of familiarity with the people there that I've had here. On the other hand, it's going to be great because I have a house that's just in the country. I'm not in the village. I'm off on my own on a big parcel of land, and I think it'll be really nice to have the opportunity just to really get even further away from it all. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing related to the book, circling back to the beginning of this entry, is the other thing that I think was kind of preventing me from getting very much done tonight was just that, I'm almost done, and the desire is just to make this mad dash to the finish, but I think that part of slowing me from making that mad dash is starting to think about, well, what happens afterwards? So then it's almost as if maybe you kind of don't even want to be done, subconsciously, really deep down, because I do want to be done. But I think there might have been some of that going on, which was interesting, and just trying to stop myself from even thinking about what happens after I finish the book. And just stay focused on now, just get there, and then worry about after. But it's interesting, and it is a little bit of a challenge. Started to get a little bit stressed, but then pretty quickly circled back, took a deep breath, and realized and just reminded myself, one step at a time. So tomorrow I will get back to the book, and I'm looking forward to it. Good night's sleep, new day, throw myself back into it. My goal is to finish the book before I leave this house. So like I said, that's another week, so we'll see if that's possible or not. But that's what I'm going to shoot for, so we'll see. I'm sure there's more I could say, but I probably said more than enough, so for now I'll wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching, listening, liking, sharing, all that stuff, and until next time.